Welcome to the Car Ride Convos Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Kristen.
And this is the only podcast that is not in Boston, I guess, right now.
Woo!
As you can see, our studio is different.
Yes, look at this luxurious car that we're in.
Yeah. It's a, let's see, what is it? It's a Buick Enclave? Is that what it is?
Maybe?
I don't know. It's something. It's a different studio today, though. Different studio. And actually a completely different place than we normally film. We are in Austin, Texas today.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
Yeah. That's
Is that
where...
offensive? I don't care.
Not really. That's how some people talk.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how some people talk. And we are out here on vacation because even the best of us deserve a vacation. Or the worst of us. I don't know.
Maybe the worst of us. I feel like we fall into that category maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, so we're basically out here having a good time. Let's see, what have we done so far? I feel like we haven't done a lot, which is pretty normal.
We've gone to a few, we had In-N-Out Burger.
Oh yeah,
that in Boston.
I haven't had In-N-Out in almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in 2019. So I figured I'd break that, and we went there, and it was awesome.
Got some animal fries.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Which were great.
They were really, really good.
Pretty good.
Then we tried out the Texas staple Whataburger.
Yep.
The other night.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's actually, I had a really solid comparison for what it was. It is very similar to Beefaroo. The burgers at Beefaroo.
Shout out to Rockford, Illinois.
Shout out to Rockford, Illinois. But spicy ketchup is where it's at, though.
True. That kind of made it, great.
And they're open 24 hours, so if you have that quality of food 24 hours, that's...
Yeah.
Where we live, the only place that's open 24 hours is, literally McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we live in, a very large city, so that's...
I think it was kind of insane. I don't know if Whataburger was as inexpensive, but In-N-Out was, insanely inexpensive to buy.
Yeah.
I was, shocked.
Yeah, it's typically pretty... It's low cost, good quality product,
It was just cheaper than, if we would have gotten, McDonald's in Boston, though.
Oh, true.
It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's pretty insane.
We're staying in a tiny house, though.
Yeah, we are.
Which is so fun.
Yeah.
I found this, community on Airbnb. It's actually, I think it's through some type of, I'm not sure if it's through, a specific type of church, but I know the guy who founded it, kind of started this thing. It was a trailer park, or I think at first it was just a couple trailers that he was kind of using to help house some homeless individuals and kind of help them get back on their feet, that type of thing. And now it's this huge community. I don't know how many trailers are there, but it's pretty cool. So it's this whole community, and they have these tiny houses in the front, which I think they rent out just to help make money and sustain the little. I don't want to say it's a farm, but they have animals and chickens and goats, and they have a little garden thing too.
They probably do that for food so that they can offset the cost of living there and stuff like that. It's just a good investment. So,
but it's cool. I mean, it's been super cute. Make sure to check out the Austin vlog that we kind of make later to see in-depth views of our tiny house.
It may be coming out before this, but I doubt it. You never know, but it's just it's either coming out on probably the Monday or do we do Tuesday or Thursday, right? Is that when we release weird stuff?
Oh, I don't know. Does it matter?
I guess it really doesn't matter. There's really
I'll try to link somewhere here.
If it comes out before,
yeah.
But I guarantee you it'll be after. It's gotta
I'm
be.
Pointing at nothing right now.
Yeah.
So that's cool too.
Exactly. So yeah, we just got done eating at this place called Crepe Crazy, which is just basically a European crepe sort of cafe, and it's really cool because it was the entire kitchen staff were all deaf.
Yeah,
which I thought was really
awesome.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
but from since I have experience in a kitchen, I have it's very interesting because I'm wow, how do you guys get anything done? Because working in a kitchen involves a lot of teamwork and a lot of communication, but it's just as I was eating, but my back was facing them, so it's, I wasn't really observing. It was all dead silent.
Yeah.
Completely quiet.
It was like if you closed your eyes, you wouldn't even realize that it was like a functioning business. And there was like
crazy.
four or five of them back there working.
It was cool. It was
very cool.
It was a great experience, and it was great food too.
Yeah, it was really good.
So, yeah,
That's
really
cool.
weird. I got some really weird, let's do an animal update. Animal update. First of all, Austin is super cool, and they're so dog friendly, and I'm seeing dogs all over the place. It's so cool. I love it.
I love it too.
It's so awesome.
I miss our dogs.
I've heard that if you even go grocery shopping, people will bring their dogs grocery shopping with them.
Yeah.
If you go to like Whole Foods and Sprouts and stuff like that, I was like, that's so cool.
That's what I've heard.
Second thing, we had a little bit of a run-in yesterday with a roach in the tiny house. And since the tiny house is tiny, the roach really looked really big. And see, it was just really reminiscent of like one of the things I don't miss whatsoever about the South is just the sheer size of the insects. Like out here is just it's like literally like, I think, is it the Paleolithic era or is it the Mesolithic era? Where like the oxygen got really rich and like the arachnids, not arachnids, but the insects on Earth got really big.
Oh, God.
And like dragonflies were like the size of like eagles and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, one of those eras, the oxygen got really rich and like you found like the fossil record and got really big. Well, that's happening right now in like the South. And in like, I can't imagine what it's like in South America and the rainforest.
Oh,
I mean, like that's gotta be crazy.
I wouldn't survive.
It would just be, I've always wanted to go to the rainforest and like do a little hiking around, but it's just, it's crazy. It's just, I can't imagine that. So, third thing in our little animal update that we're going to go with here. It's a great segment.
It is.
The
I love
Austin
it.
Animal Update. So, if you remember living in Alabama,
I do.
What animal did you see the most? On the side of the road, dead, like all over the place?
Armadillos.
Armadillos.
That's an unknown fact, I feel like, because the first couple times we had been to the South and we're like, what is that thing? And I think it probably was our cousins who were like, oh yeah, there's armadillos. And I think I thought they were joking, because I'm like, armadillos, like,
it's a Texas thing.
Or it's like, more of a deserty, like, type of...
Sure.
That's what I kind of thought. I kind of associated with, like, or like Arizona, like, the dry...
I don't know if they're in Arizona.
I don't know either.
They might go out to, like, New Mexico, maybe. I don't know how...
But I guess I just associated, like, really dry, really hot, sandy type of thing.
Sure.
But they're everywhere.
Well, Texas is supposed to have them, and guess what I have not seen? Like, I would literally see 2 armadillos a day in Alabama.
Yeah.
And then when we were leaving, I had a friend in Kentucky, and I have family in Tennessee, and they were like, oh, they've well made their way up this far. Like, they are really stretching right now, and they're going up.
Yeah.
Guess what? In Texas, haven't been here for 3 days, haven't seen a single one dead or alive.
Maybe there's like a season for armadillos or something.
No, I mean, I used to see them all year around in...
I don't think so.
In Alabama, yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
All right.
So, which makes me think that I really want to go home and research what's going on with these armadillos. Like, are they actively moving?
I don't know.
Is that why they're moving north? Is like there's like a reason behind it, or is it literally just like, no, there's just not a lot in the Austin area? Like
maybe, because
I don't know. Is it more like a North Texas thing? I don't know, but it's fascinating because I got here and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna see the typical armadillos and stuff like that. Nope, not at all.
Not at all.
That's your animal update. Very interesting things going on. We're currently driving right now on our way to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. Very excited about that.
It's so weird. We have so many weird things that
I know.
we do that are...
I wish I knew, like, the story behind it. Like, supposedly there is a story behind the house, but I really don't know it. The actual house.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. It'd be really depressing if we showed up and it's, like, completely restored and just, like, looks normal.
No.
I'd be pretty disheartened.
Especially seeing as we're driving, like, 50 minutes out of the way to go see it. That would be really disappointing.
I don't really mind driving because we got to film this anyway, so it's like, it's like we're going to do something, right?
Yeah. We were talking yesterday, though. It is very interesting being back in a state where 20 minutes is like oh, that's a quick drive. Where I'm thinking of, like, you know, I'm looking for places to eat or whatever, and I'm like looking for places, okay, maybe 5 to 10 minutes away type of thing. And it's like, nope, pretty much everywhere you want to go is at least 20 minutes. And I'm like thinking, God, that's so out of the way. There's got to be something closer. But it's just weird. Like, that's just how it is. Like, this city is very stretched out over obviously many more miles than Boston. And I'm just used to being like, oh, yeah, no, this is 5 to 10 minutes away. Or, like, I mean, we live in Quincy, and that's even technically outside of the city. But we literally hop, skip, and a jump right into the city. We can see Boston from our house. Type of thing. So it's just weird. It's weird being in a place where you're like, no, driving is like a necessity. It's going to have to be an all-day adventure to go to like 2 places.
It's really weird because like my brother was messaging me. He's like, so how hipster is Austin? And I'm like, well, a lot of the places around here that I've eaten at and visited, like, you know, you can tell that there's like a pretty solid, like, you know, kind of hipster vibe going on and stuff like that. But as far as like, it's hard to put together though. It really is, because the city is so spread out. That it's like, well, I was on this side of the city today, and that side of the city, and this side of the city, and that side. It's just like, just all over the place. And it's like, I can't really, it's difficult putting it together, you know, like exactly like how I view this city as a whole, when it's like, you know, every part of the city, like downtown is 20 minutes from a certain part that we went the other day, and then like 20 minutes from like where we're staying, and then 20 minutes, it's like all over the place. It's kind of, it's bizarre, but it's just normal, because you know, not everywhere is like Boston and San Francisco, where, you know, the square mileage is under 25 square miles. That's very, that's crazy, you know?
I do feel like, even in like the little bits of Austin that we've seen so far, it is definitely more diverse than like Huntsville, for example. And not so much in like necessarily the ethnicity, because I do feel like Huntsville, especially out of Alabama, was pretty diverse in the sense that, you know, Huntsville specifically was kind of a melting pot of all types of, because there was so many, like, you know, NASA was there. There was a lot, people were coming from all over the place to kind of, you know, be part of these big, like, engineering firms, for example. But I think just the mentality here so far, like, just some of the culture, and, like, we went to go see Baylor Street art wall, which is, like, just this ginormous, like, graffitied walls, but it's like on this huge hill, and it was like beautiful, and there was people there like actually like, you know, actively spray painting, and that was just kind of the way that it was very cool to see. But I just feel like, and everybody who was there was very much like from all different ethnicities and walks of life. I mean, you could kind of just, you know,
feel it out a bit.
Which was interesting. And even like just the whole Crazy Crepe place, the fact that it was run by, you know, people from the deaf community, which is awesome. I just feel like those, I know that sounds so silly, but I really do feel like, even though Huntsville was diverse, I did still definitely feel that sense of rigidity towards change or differences. Like, I think there was diversity, but I don't know if there was necessarily acceptance and willingness to like learn about different walks of life. Did you kind of get that vibe? Because I just feel like there was still the sense of like, I don't really know anything about this, and it's kind of weird because you're an outsider, but I'm going to pretend to be nice to you. Like, I don't know. I'm already sensing that there's people feel a little bit more comfortable kind of being weird here, which I think obviously Austin is kind of known for, but I don't want to say weird. That has nothing to do with everything I just said. That's
actually, like, you know, that's like an actual tagline for Austin, though, right?
Keep Austin weird or whatever.
Like, okay. All right.
And I'm not saying the stuff that I just said is like weird necessarily, but it's definitely, it's just different from what people would think is the norm, which I like. I think that's cool. It's more of an open-minded, I guess, place.
No, I completely agree, because I feel like, so Huntsville was definitely majority conservative, but because it was a melting pot, there were liberals there, like a solid population, but there was kind of like a political strife because of that dynamic, because as opposed to like, you know, Austin generally, as far as I know politically, is pretty much made up its mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're pretty whatever. And I don't mind the, I don't mind the political diverseness. Like,
so you hate America?
Yeah.
Got no beef there whatsoever.
But I am excited to like go into the downtown area tonight. We're gonna try to find like a bar that has like cool live music, has like a cool vibe. So that should be fun. It'll be kind of fun to like explore like the downtown and see like what else is out there.
Yeah.
But I also, again, with the whole diversity thing, I like that I really haven't run into a lot of people that are like, oh my gosh, we're totally in Texas right now. I don't think we've talked to anybody yet that's been like
very much Texas.
Yeah, very much Texas.
Yeah. On the plane ride out here, I was like kind of agitated a little bit because I saw something that I really didn't like, and I don't really want to make this like a rants and raves podcast or anything like that because it's supposed to be like positive and having a good time, but it's whatever. I just want to like air my dirty laundry here for a second. But it's just like, so this girl in line in front of me was talking to this guy, and this guy was obviously like some married dude who was just trying to talk to some younger chick, and you know how that goes. You know why that happened. And so, whatever. So, first of all, first mistake, she said that she heard from a friend that Singapore had the population of billions of people, okay? And I was like, uh-oh. No. Like, there's like literally just like, there are literally only billions that live on Earth.
Yeah.
So,
right.
No. Singapore's big, though. I mean, not trying to... Singapore is very big. But, yeah, so... I really picked up on, like, one of the things that kind of does agitate me, though. And that is the camaraderie of certain parts of the country really bother me. Like... he was saying to her something like, oh, yeah, sometimes I just miss Texas and I just got to get back to, the typical thing where, like, oh, God's country or, whatever he was saying about Texas or whatever. And she's like, I know, it's just, like, so refreshing. Or, like, when I hear people where it's like, oh, man, I miss New England, man. I miss the Pats and I miss Tom Brady, man. It's Dorchester! It's like, those people, all of those really bother me because I'm like, you're talking about home. Like, what? That's what you're talking about. You're not talking about, like, it's a better place to be. You're talking about you're going back to where your home is and where you are most comfortable. Rockford is one of the worst cities in the United States, like, as far as the FBI is concerned and as far as pretty much anybody in America who visits who's not, like, the cliche, like, oh, we went to Magic Waters, but... Dude, I love going back there. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what I mean. Like, even though, like, my home doesn't exist there anymore, it still feels like home. So it's like, that's what you're talking about. Like, these obscure ideas that, like, this place is better than another. And it's like, no, what you're talking about is going home. Like, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. And, it's just, I think my senses of rants and raves are a little heightened whenever I travel airplanes and stuff like that. Yeah. Because traveling like that is very agitating. I don't mind flying. It's just like the people interactions is just so... It's fascinating. Like, this guy was with his girlfriend next to me, and there was a girl that they didn't know sitting next to them in the same area, and he just like, was trying to make small talk with her. He wasn't trying to flirt because his girlfriend was right next to her, and he was just like, so like, is it what they say, everything's bigger than Texas? And she was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, what a weirdo. Like, what? Why would you say that? I don't know. Yeah. My senses are so aware, even though I was literally plugged into an audiobook for like 4 hours. It's just crazy. Shout out to the Alamo Draft House. When we first flew in pretty late. We got there like 6. There were showings for Avengers Infinity War at like 10 p.m. at Alamo Draft House, which I've heard from a lot of people is like, hey man, if you've never been there, go to Alamo Draft House. I know they got them in New York City. I know they're all over the place, but dude, go. It's a great time.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, let's do it. What a great experience. What an awesome, what a cool thing.
Like, I wish we wouldn't have had dinner. Like, if you've never
Yeah.
been, like, the whole idea is that each, like, 2 seats type of thing has, like, this little table in between you two. And there's a server that comes, like, when they're, you know, before they're showing previews and that type of thing, and they, like, take your order. But you can have, like, actual real food, like alcoholic beverages, desserts, whatever,
Shakes.
popcorn, shakes, yes. And then they kind of check on you, like, throughout the movie. And it was, as far as, like, the movie goes, like, it was still, like, $12 a person-ish. And then the food wasn't, like, insanely expensive. So it's not like you were paying extra for, like, you know, the experience of having dinner and a movie at the same time. I feel like it was still, like, reasonably priced.
Yeah. It was,
which, again, could be because it's in Texas and
yeah.
not New York or Boston. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. And the food was, like, really good. We got, like, a huge bowl of popcorn. And, I got, like, a salted caramel shake, which was to die for. But I really wish we had dinner, like, right after we had gotten there. Because there were so many things on the menu that sounded so good. And even, like, they had special menus for, like, some of the movies that were out. Like, I know there was a whole, like, specialty Deadpool menu that you got if you were watching the Deadpool movie. Like, it was just kind of cool. Like, and the vibe was very, very cool. And, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, the movie was good, too.
The movie was good. I was, awake for the whole thing, so that was a huge accomplishment in my book.
I know. It's crazy.
Because we got out at, like, what time was it? Like 12:30? I mean, that movie is, like, close to 3 hours.
I want to say we got closer to 1.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me not really being, like, a huge, I know I've said this before, but I'm kind of over the whole superhero thing, and because we were planning on watching this movie, I had, you know, updated myself and watched Thor Ragnarok and the second Avengers movie, because I hadn't seen that. I'm still not, like, totally invested in it, like, but it was definitely worth seeing. Like, it was better than I was anticipating it to be.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was able to stay conscious the whole time, so that alone is an accomplishment. But yeah, the whole Alamo Drafthouse, like, that whole experience was super fun.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Really cool.
Definitely made the movie, like, a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed.
It made me, like, really, like, feel like I was like, wow, this might be, like, the cinema that, like, that sticks around once everything. It's like there's a reason to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
I
totally agree. I don't know why that's not, like, a staple now. Like,
I don't know. But I mean, that's not to say the movie's not perfect, but this is not a movie review thing, so I'm not going to get into it.
Your fantasies can't ever be quenched!
So I liked it, but there's definitely some complaints. But whatever. But yeah, so Alamo Drafthouse, really cool. They even provided, I don't know how this works, but literally right behind the tiny house, I can walk out the thing and there's a giant screen. There's a giant outdoor movie theater, and at the bottom it says community theater provided by Alamo Drafthouse. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. What are they doing? And then, like, one night we just walked out there and they were just playing The Sandlot. Like,
yeah, and like there was a ton. Like, and then it's kind of set up as, like, an outdoor, like, theater, as far as, like, what am I trying to say?
Not a vestibule, but like stadium seating. But
yeah, like, it was, like, all turf, but it was like you know, whatever.
It's
you
like basically just, like, you know, theater seating, pretty much.
But it was
with
super
rocks.
Cool. Yeah, with rocks. Yeah. But it was super cool. I think it's such a cool idea.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's like it seemed like this is a very family-oriented thing they got going on.
Yeah.
But it would be so cool to, like, watch, like, really messed up, like, John Waters movies, or, like, really old school slasher 70s and 80s horror films on there.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. I feel like that's what Texas is built for, is, like, outdoor movie theaters where you just watch John Waters movies and slasher films.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pink Flamingos. Greatest movie of all time.
Oh, God.
Don't watch that. If you watch that and you said Ryan made you watch it, it's going to get me in trouble. Don't do it. Don't do it. The speed limit is apparently 80 miles an hour out here, so...
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
I took my glasses off because I need my sunglasses, and now I can't see, so...
That's fine. Just as long as the directions are...
I can see these. Sort of.
What else we got going on? Basically, we've just been going around filming stuff. That's pretty much like what the as much as, like, people are like, oh, you got to work on vacation. It's kind of fun. Like, I like it. Like, It's definitely like, I would never in a million years consider myself a photographer, but I do take pictures, like moving pictures, videos for like the vlogs and stuff. I mean, like, you know, whatever.
Well, I think the thing that I was just thinking when we were at, like, because we spent a decent amount of time at the art wall.
Yeah.
And we were both filming at the time, and I think part of what I was realizing while I was there is I'm like, maybe I should take some still pictures too. And I'm like, the thing is though, you know, I just don't look back to still pictures. I think it's more fun to like put like an actual video together.
Yeah.
Something that is fun to watch, and it's like a few minutes long or whatever. As far as, I feel like that's something I would watch, you know, over and over again. As far as like looking at pictures, I don't know. I'm very intrigued by videography recently, so it's been fun to just like experiment and like mess around. And there was kids that came up to us like, "Hey guys, like, what are you doing? Are you making a movie?" And we're like, we must look like we're so professional.
Well, we have that Canon. We have that Canon, and people all of a sudden, and just people were like, I'm like, if you had any idea, I have no idea, like, what I'm doing. Like, but this one kid was really funny, and he was like, "So, what are you guys doing? You guys, like, you know, making a video, like, or for, I don't know, for what, like, he thought it was." But I was just like, yeah, you know, it's just, like, more for, like, personal things. And I was like, "You making a video?" Because he had a camera, too. He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you have, like, a YouTube channel? Like, you know, hopefully, you know, maybe I can check it out," and stuff like that. And he was just like, "Oh, no, man. Like, YouTube is, like, this, like, thing." It's not. I was like, dude, the bar is so low. Like, you could put anything on there. It does not matter. Like, I mean, insert any Minecraft video ever.
Welcome to my mine. We are mining diamonds.
And it's just like already surpasses that whole genre. I want to go to more horror stuff though. Like, this is fun doing this. Like, I like this. You know,
there's a couple hotels, I feel like, that we were gonna, I can't remember where it's at, that we were about to stay. My dad was thinking about like booking like one night at this hotel that I don't know if
the Shining one.
It might have been.
I want to go there.
Where is that at though?
It's in Colorado, I want to say. I might be wrong.
It might have been, yeah. No, I think it's when we were doing that road trip, maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. We stayed at a lot of random places.
Supposedly Jim Carrey stayed there and needed to leave because he was like really weirded out by it. You know, I'm not a believer. Like, I'm not, like, I am, like, I don't like people putting labels on me, but if you were to put a label on me, it would definitely be, a skeptic would be putting it nicely. Like, I almost don't believe in that stuff, like, at all. Like, I've had weird experiences in my life that are unexplainable. Mm-hmm. But if you just apply a little bit of Occam's razor, it's just, like, it's just something, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was this one night my dad took us out in Tennessee, and in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and he was like, "Hey, let's go out and let's just go experience what's in the, what did they used to call it? Like not the down under, the bottoms maybe." So there's a place called the Bottoms, or like there was like a very southern way of putting it. Basically, it was just like it was a dried out creek, and they ran all through the county. And we were just like, let's go out there, let's just go see how weird things are and all these things. And we heard, and Dad was trying to scare us, and it was right after him and his brother had seen the Blair Witch Project together.
Oh God.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, there's like this legend of this witch that lives out here and stuff like that, and you got to be like really careful." And so there's this noise, and it's just like this, like, just sounds like a woman just like wailing out in the.
You heard this?
Yeah, we all did, and Dad was like, I was first like, "Oh, what did you get? What did you get your brother to do to go out and go scream out in the middle of nowhere and stuff like that? That's super messed up that you would do that."
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, I have no idea what that is." He's like, "Maybe that's like the mating call of a deer or something."
Oh,
I don't know.
That's creepy.
So it's just like this scream, right? And I was like, at the time, I was like, well, that's an unexplainable event. Years later, I look it up, and it's just the screaming of a cougar. that's what it was. A cougar, mountain lion, whatever. Didn't know panther, same. They're all the same thing for some weird reason. And like, I mean, not that makes it any better because that's definitely also life-threatening, but it explains the situation.
Then again, it could explain the situation. It doesn't mean that you specifically saw that cougar screaming.
No, but I heard it, definitely.
Yeah, but you don't know that was a cougar.
Sure, I mean, because I don't even know that, like, cougar, like, I've heard people say that mountain lions are, like, they're rare, they're very rare, but they exist somewhat in that area, but they are definitely, like, they'd be like, you know, in Pokemon, like, they'd definitely be, like, the legendary birds or, like, dogs, Yeah, so it's, like, one of those things to say that I'm a skeptic would be really, really generous. Really generous.
I don't know. I feel like I'm maybe more... I feel like I have a little bit more of an open mind to things like that than you do. Because I think you definitely need, like, hardcore evidence. Like, I feel like, if anything, I'm a little bit more spiritual, maybe, than you are. And I think I get 100%. A lot of that from my mom. Because she was very much that way. Because she used to tell us weird stories growing up, like with her and her friends, like messing around with Ouija boards and some of the weird stuff that they saw or that they heard. Like,
well, I want to push the envelope. I want to get a Ouija board and mess around with it and like come at me. Like, I don't. See, like, what are you gonna do?
Because I feel like some of that, to some degree, can be real. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't necessarily had very many, if any, like weird experiences, but it's hard for me to not take what my mom has said seriously, because she had weird stories. Like, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was her or a friend of hers or something, but she saw this herself. She said that her grandma or a friend of hers, I can't remember if she was at somebody's house, but like she'd had a dream about something, I think, and like she woke up and she just felt like the presence of this person, and she could see like an indent in the bed, and she just had like, I don't know, like, and it's just weird, like stuff like. And I'm sure you'd be like, well, it's like this, and this. But part of me is kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know. I like I said,
like seeing silhouettes of things.
See, but that's happened to me before. When we were dating, I was talking to you on, like, this is how long ago it was. This is probably very early. I was talking to you on the home phone of my house.
Old school.
Shout out to 815-226-8113, baby. And so I'm talking to you upstairs in my room, which is like the attic, basically, and it's kind of dusk. And this silhouette passes the window, and it's clearly something that looks like straight out of the Wizard of Oz, like a monkey with like the wings of a bat.
Ew.
Yeah, but it's probably just some bird that my eyes didn't, because there's certain things. It's like the Laurel and Yanny thing right now. Your mind is like completing what you're hearing or seeing. So it's just one of those things that, oh, wow,
I don't know.
That's it,
I just think there's a lot of, like, unexplainable things that happen.
Yeah.
That I feel like your mind is such a weird, twisted place anyway, that, like, it's, you know, maybe some synapses that aren't happening quite correctly, or, like, you know, some type of weird glitch in your own brain.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a little weird.
Here, I think it's way further back off the road than I thought, but it is actually kind of cool to see it.
Ew.
Yeah, it's weird.
Can we drive over there?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Is there a road? You probably could at least drive past it.
Maybe. We'll see. But this is like the original one, and then they did the remake. I want to say it said 2003 remake, and I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, there's a road over here.
Is there? It looks like there's a gate in front, like a big gate where it's like, no bueno. No bueno, SA. Very cool, though. Might be like a little, look like they might have like a little parking spot. They have like a little, they have like a legitimate thing where they... No trespassing. Can I park over here at all? This is like a area, well, I think we're going to do it anyway.
Let's just get out and park for like a half second.
For like a half second.
It says Chicago.
It says Chicago.
We're going to die here.
Yeah, you can probably see it in the background now. Well, we'll be back.
All right.
That was cool. Now we need to do some more ghost encounters.
I know.
Ghosts are also something else that I really don't I don't really believe it.
They do spooky tours here where you can go around in a hearse if you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one thing that I looked up that we could do.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, the whole thing, like, I've always been a fan of the X-Files. I consider the show Supernatural one of, like, my all-time guilty pleasure shows.
Yikes.
You know, like, I love just, like, supernatural stuff, but it's like, I don't believe in it at all. Like, I just have, like, there's just no concrete evidence that any of that stuff exists, you know?
Yeah.
Just whatever, I mean, I don't know, I don't even consider myself, like, being closed-minded. I don't feel like I'm closed-minded. I just, like, you know, well, here, show me. Like, show me that has happened. Like,
I wouldn't say you're closed-minded. I think you're just more of, like, you have to have, like, specific logical evidence and proof before you actually would begin to even entertain the idea that it's possible. Whereas, it's like, you would never believe something just to believe it. Yeah. Type of thing.
Well, my education is, like, I'm a scientist, so it's like, it's gotta be...
Yeah.
There's gotta be some sort of explanation, you know what I'm saying? And there's gotta be, like, if people believe in supernatural things, then just show me. Like, show me. Yeah. It's just never... No one can produce, you know? Aliens, I don't even believe... I don't believe in first contact. I don't believe in any of that stuff, you know? Do I think aliens could exist? I believe aliens could exist. I just don't... Like, I believe as much as... I believe in aliens about as much as I believe in the possibility that dinosaurs were as sentient and as developed as humans. You know? I just don't think it's... probably not true. Could be. But aliens that are able to, you know, perform interstellar travel, no way. No way. Like, I think that maybe there were aliens at a time, like a really long time ago, when the universe was a lot smaller and, you know, it wasn't as expanded as it is now. Because if you're looking for, you know, to travel across the universe, you've really been born in the wrong time, because that is not going to happen at all.
That's true.
And, you know, it's whatever. Unless we find something weird about, you know, wormholes or you know, black holes and stuff, which, as far as I know, black holes pretty much just pancake you to death. So,
Pancake you to death.
Pretty much. I mean, like,
yeah, maybe.
You pretty much just get, like, depixelated pretty much by them. And, like, but somehow you get pretty much erased from the universe, but at the same time, like, I guess, like, there's some sort of, like, you know, they have some sort of, like, black holes have some sort of, like, memory or something, where they can actually, like, they actually store, like, your whatever, and you just, like, transform your energy. I don't know, it's weird physics stuff. Don't want to get into it. Don't want to bore everybody too much. So, yeah.
Anyway.
Now, we're on our way down to downtown. We're going to check out University of Texas, get some more photos there. Well, that is going to do it for our episode number 15, which is kind of like an anniversary episode, and like it's like one of those like off-beaten 15th episode of the Car Ride Convos Podcast. Coming at you.
This way?
Oh,
bless
man.
you.
Wow, that was enough. Yeah, coming at you, not live, but previously recorded from Austin, Texas. Having a good time here, just checking in, you know. And yeah, we'll see you on episode 16. I don't know what we have planned for that, but I'm sure it'll be a doozy. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, I mean, just smash that like button. I mean, just break that thing. You know what I'm saying?
God.
You know,
Douche.
like, subscribe. If you really care, press the bell for notifications, because notifications, I don't know, it's just like something dumb with YouTube where it's like that's the only way they let people know nowadays. I don't know. I don't get into the YouTube drama. Don't care about YouTube. Don't care about anything. I'm glad they provide us a platform to put our stuff on, but really don't care. Anyways, share. Post this on your grandma's Facebook wall. Say, yo, what's up? I just found this dope podcast. Car Ride Convos reminds me of Graham and Gran, you know, lesbian grandmothers.
God.
Shout out to all you lesbian grandmothers.
Oh,
all right,
God.
I'll check you guys later. Enjoy. Stay safe.
Bye.